Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Jeez, the consequences of my own actions. Turns out it's not a good idea to drink 4 days in a row anymore. But I had a great time, dude. Unreal. I got to give a shout out to one of my favorite restaurants here in Baton Rouge. Had the best time at Zorba's on Saturday. Surprised wifey with a little Mother's Day date. And, I love Greek Mediterranean food to begin with, but vibes fantastic. They have this delicious Greek red that you can't even find at Total Wine. And they get brought in from some I believe they're actually from Cyprus, from some village in Cyprus. I don't know. It was awesome. I had gnocchi for the first time. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So shout out to Zorba's. This is a great time. And then, classic Superior and whatnot. Can't go wrong with fajitas, dude. Can never go wrong with fajitas.
Just make sure they're not chicken, according to T-Bob.
I mean, I stand by it. I think I'm wrong. Even though I don't know. I watched that fajita station for probably 30 total minutes yesterday because Bobby loves to just stand there and watch them make the fajitas. And I like it too, to be honest. It's really cool watching all the cast iron plates just sitting there over flame, just like, ooh, those things are hot. And then you watch them drop the onions on there immediately.
I bet you could smell you from a mile away.
The thing is, dude, I saw one chicken plate the whole time I was watching fajitas being made. Saw a lot of steak. Saw a lot of shrimp. So I'm buttering up with a big old butter brush. I only saw one chicken fajita plate. I'm just saying.
Can we ask Quad Bob to make sure that story's real, though?
Well, he's dumb and he can't talk. He can kind of throw some words together that vaguely sound like English. But no, that little idiot still can't talk. So he's going to be of no use to you in this debate. Dude, these headphones are annoying me so bad. They're finally shorted out just completely. I can't get them to stay on.
Sorry.
So Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Saints' next quarterback, guys. Breaking news, broken at the end of hour one. I'm just kidding. It's not. I think I would be interested in. I think I'd be interested in Rodgers, dude. I wouldn't go insane for it, but it'd be exciting. It'd be exciting for the potential of I don't know, a Tyler Shuck, unless he just completely blows you away, he probably could use a year. But actually, the Tyler Shuck factor is probably why Aaron wouldn't come here, right? Because he's not going to want to sit.
Yeah.
And that is potentially in play here, where that's not potentially play in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. The Pittsburgh situation's not the most intriguing for what he's looking for. We kind of started talking about it last hour. The weapons aren't great. You trade Pickens. You didn't draft somebody like you thought you were going to be a game changer on offense, right? So you kind of got one receiver. You got a solid tight end. You've got a running back who's only been a secondary piece because Najee Harris is no longer there. It's not very intriguing. You're going to play in some elements for sure, which he's done in both stops that he's been in. But at this point in your career, a dome does sound more intriguing. You're going to play some tough teams. You look at the teams that you're going to have to face. Even the Browns, who are not a great football team, they've got a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
And you've got the best edge rusher in football coming after you with bad intentions. So there's not a lot of intriguing things if I'm a over 40-year-old quarterback looking for my next landing spot.
No, that's true. That's fair. So maybe he just ends up calling it quits too, like Derek Carr did.
Good.
Which is definitely potentially in play, and Rodgers has said as much himself this offseason. If you missed hour 1-2, we opened talking LSU baseball, as it was just a massive weekend for the Tigers. Another magical 1:30 a.m. Actually, is it 1:17 on the dot, you said?
Yep.
Another magical 117 walk-off AM. Then into a very comfortable game 2. And well, yes, game 3 doesn't go as you quite wanted it. I think there was some good fight displayed. The bullpen, I thought, did well after getting in the early hole, kind of holding the rope and giving yourself a chance. And yeah, Arkansas ends up getting one in the end, but hey, that's Arkansas. That's a team that everybody, like we alluded to, everybody was saying was the most complete team in the country coming into this weekend. Actually, Taylor, can you get me the Bear Jones walk-off? I just realized we didn't play it in hour number 1. Let's play that. We can bask in the glory that was Bear Jones being involved in another 117 absolute thriller.
Yeah, despite the loss, I do think that, Chase Shore's coming out the bullpen and Kason Evans gave up some runs, but still did an okay job starting. You kind of found what you're going to do on that third day or on Sundays a little bit.
Yeah. It seems like it's going to be Evans for as long as he can give you, and then you're going to maybe, like Shore's probably extend a little bit and maybe kind of just figure it out. Who are the other arms? So look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm counting Shore's as a pretty dependable arm now.
I think so.
Obviously, Cowan, right? Number 1 with a bullet. Who else are we feeling bullish about at this point?
He wasn't great in his outing this weekend. Maverick Grizzly's been pretty good, though, up until then.
Yeah.
DJ Primo's been pretty good up until neither of them were great this weekend, but up until then, both of those guys are good. So as far as lefties, like Primo and Cooper Williams, probably your top lefties.
Yeah.
Maverick Grizzly.
I do love how giant all the LSU pitchers are. They're all just massive. They're like 98. So,
I think out of all those, I'm probably the most bullish on Brizzy.
Dan says, wait until TV finds out they don't cook the meat on the skillet, just for presentation. No, I know that. I was watching. I told you, I said they were watching for 30 minutes. Yeah, you cook it in the grill. But that's what I'm saying. They have those cast irons just on the open flame, just getting so hot. So then you dump your onions on. They start to steam, caramelize, get all tasty. God, I love fajita onions. Yeah, and then you have your meat already cut up. You drop it on there, it warms back up. It's great. How the process, we all know the Pavlovian response that you get from a fajita plate walking by you at a restaurant. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, the process of serving it, I think, is one of the best ways to be served food because it's piping hot, ready to go. Feels fresh.
Again, you're just gonna wear it all day. That's the only negative part about fajitas.
Yeah, but
no,
you know what you're getting into when you do that.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
How
go take a shower afterwards.
That's usually something I would do. Yes, I get judged for it sometimes on this show.
The beans, rice, sour cream, guac, pico, shrimp, steak, butter sauce, onions, whatever that little sauce is that they give you there.
Diaper.
It's one of the best bites of food
You're
on the
shrimp
planet.
On it too?
Yeah, shrimp and steak.
Oh, okay.
A little surf and turf, if you will. You don't like shrimp in your fajitas?
I don't think I've ever gotten shrimp fajitas before.
No camarones?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not a big
I think
shrimp.
I just do steak.
I mean, the steak or steak and chicken combo.
So I normally do the trio. Now, where we were.
Can't hide money.
Jeez.
Pete.
The trio is normally like $2 more.
It's still
and you get the 3 meat. Like, that's the way to go. That's what I normally do. Where we were didn't do the trio. It was either or.
God, whatever.
So
Whatever.
I went chicken and shrimp.
Fajita onion cologne. I'm in. Great text. It's got it from someone. Yeah, we're going to do a video. Hold on there. Okay, hold on there. Hold on. I wanted to. Nookie says Evans and Shores do not add up to one competent starter. Sorry, the bullpen is a real concern. I mean, look, the bullpen.
Well, okay, it's not that they're a competent starter. It's that they're probably the best combination that you have option-wise that day.
Every team's going to have strengths and weaknesses. Damn near every team, the bullpen is a concern because that's just how baseball works. But even if you want to say that LSU's bullpen is more of a concern, you know what those other teams don't have? Cade Anderson, Anthony Ianson.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of pressure on Anderson and Ianson to just keep doing what they've been doing. But yeah, that's a strength that offsets a lot of weaknesses.
Well, and it doesn't have to be a competent starter. Can Evans and Shores be good enough to piece together a win? Because that's what you're looking for. Competent starter, not competent starter, like, can you win with them? Because that's all that matters at the end of the day anyways. And look, people are talking about this bullpen. I want to give Ben McDonald credit. I heard him say this on Saturday. So I don't know if it's changed after the game yesterday when Arkansas put up some runs, but Ben McDonald said that top to bottom staff ERA, best it's been this year since 2015.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if we just look at the numbers, because I mean, generally LSU during this run, now maybe not the year they won the national championship, but it's kind of been a lot of middle of the pack stuff. I feel like team ERA wise, even and then last year even being very low for a lot of the year. So I think again, this is a team where they're so good in areas, and obviously they're like going to be a top 8 national seed in all likelihood. And so you have championship potential. And so when the stakes are that high, then the flaws feel more pronounced because you so desperately don't want that to be the thing that holds you back from lifting a trophy.
I mean, they have some arms that make it difficult to get a hit, but it's the walks, really.
Yeah.
Like you look at Connor Ware, like he's got a 5.31 ERA, but hitters are only batting $1.76 on him. But in 20 innings pitched, he's given up 14 walks. You go to Cooper Williams, and his ERA is better. It's 1.46, but in 12 innings, he's walked 9 guys and hit 3 batters. But teams are only hitting $1.67 against him. I mean, so there's a lot of guys that are coming in and missing bats or, not getting solid contact, but it's the walks that are getting them in trouble because then it's like even like a weak single, if you've walked 2 guys, that's going to score a run probably. So it's like keeping the free passes off the base pass because they've got some guys, again, like you look at batting average against, and there's a lot of guys that are either at, right at 200 batting average against, or they're, $1.67. There's some that are under 1, but the ERA just doesn't match it.
Gulf South says the staff ERA is due to Cade, Ianson, Evans, and Cowan.
Well, yeah.
You can't exclude 4 guys.
Yeah, I mean, so again, that's kind of
does it matter if it's from everybody or like your staff ERA is what it is? Those are the guys that are pitching on the weekend.
Well, and it's still exactly right. So those are the guys that are going to pitch when it matters, and then your other guys are still factoring in around the edges, just like they'll factor in around the edges during a run. So I think too, it's a bit like one of Jake's pet peeves when you say, well, if you take out this 80-yard run, he only averaged 2 yards a carry. Well, it's like I don't think we can take out the 80-yard run.
That's not allowed. We don't count the biggest
also,
play in the
like,
game.
how many teams, if you take out their top 4 pitchers, are like, we feel very confident in
if
the
you
rest
take
of the
Liam
staff.
Doyle out, he's
So I think we're getting into I agree with Sean. He says as local fans we focus on LSU. Trust me, we're in much better shape than most every other team. I think yes, because we talk so much LSU, we highlight the flaws and get insecure about them. Sorry, Lon, the walks are what?
I was just gonna say, the walks are what are gonna get you, especially in the SEC. You can't give up free bases like that.
No, and that's
9
what
walks,
and that's what Cade and Anthony Ianson are so good at. Like Cade, 76 in the third, only walked 20. Anthony Ianson, 74 in the third innings pitch and only walked 27. But then you got somebody like he's a young player, going to be incredibly talented, going to be big. William Schmidt in 30 and 2/3 has walked 20.
Yeah, that's just way
that's
too much.
like that's the biggest difference. Maverick Rizzi, who we're talking about, 21 2/3 innings pitched, walked 18.
Yeah.
So like Anthony Ianson, Cade Anderson, they're not walking guys. They're striking everybody out, and like their numbers compared to everybody else on the team. So that's been probably the biggest issue for this team.
But hell of a weekend for LSU, winning the series against Arkansas, now 12-2 at home in the SEC and in the catbird seat for that national seed. And here's what it sounded and looked like Friday night. Bear Jones on third base, a chance to win the game if he can manage to cross home.
This is lobbed out towards center, caught by the center fielder. Here comes Jared Jones. Here's the throw. Safe at the plate. The LSU Tigers win it, but Arkansas is going to ask for a review.
Bruh,
The celebration is on in right field. The Tigers are jubilant out there.
lumbering down there.
Oh.
Go, play the game. Play the. Just we don't need the sound. Just keep it playing. Just keep it playing. Look at this, like.
And the dive didn't even really
pretty
go.
fast,
like,
dude. It wasn't slow.
Dive.
Oh, I thought it looked pretty slow. You don't think it was
But,
slow?
to your point, that was shallow in the outfield.
very
Like,
shallow.
No, it was
throw.
very shallow, and it was a good throw. I'm just saying, I thought it looked a little. I
he had
thought it
to
looked a
move,
little
though.
slow.
Like, that's not a warning track hit. I mean, that's...
Can I say that, like, one of my pet peeves used to be, like, when a receiver used to act like PI, throw a flag. And then it turned to basketball where they're doing, like, the whirly bird, like, review.
Yeah.
The go to the headphones signal is my least favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate it. I despise it. As soon as a close play, immediately. Right here, headphones. I'm like, we know they're going to review it, bud.
So did we get? I want to see a great angle. I don't think I remember seeing actually a great angle of the replay. How close did he get to getting him?
I don't think it was close.
The broadcast didn't really do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because and they called it pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the review
Yeah.
didn't take too long.
Okay. But there it was, dude. Bear Jones involved in another. Who was that? Fry? Who actually was up?
It was
Fry hit the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. The big boys, the Bash brothers, combining for a little 117 walk-off dub. We love to see it.
And then there was one that they reviewed. I don't remember which one it was. I think
Milam?
it was Saturday, Milam, and he didn't even touch him at all. And they called him out. And then
That
they
was-
reviewed
Is that
it.
Friday or was it Saturday?
I think it was
That was
Saturday.
That was
That was
Friday.
Friday.
I mean,
Oh,
that
it
was
was
Friday.
Friday?
That
yeah.
was when they scored 2 runs in the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they
so
tried
like,
to call
and
Milam
he,
out.
he didn't even tag him.
He knew
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah. He knew immediately. Yeah, he did.
You go to the headset. Oh, okay, here's a great angle. Taylor dug up, potentially.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't close.
God, Bear slide. He hit the ground heavy, huh?
He did.
And he,
It's probably
It's like
some
a
cracks
plane.
in
It's
the
like
earth.
a plane,
Yeah.
like the nose
landing,
digs
yeah.
in, like earth splitting around.
That's funny.
Shout out to the Tigers. Myers does throw heat, Alondra.
He does.
I agree.
yeah, man.
I don't know how long he can give it to you for.
I know.
But-
So that's
No.
why. So
He's somebody that's
But
like
if you need
he's
one,
so intriguing.
exactly.
But
Can
like
he come in and get one?
Yeah.
in 10 innings pitch,
that's why
my
when
man's
you,
walked 15
when
and
you
hit 4
ask-
people.
I
And hit 4
know.
people.
That's why when you ask, like I like Jacob Myers, but he does not have too much control, and we haven't seen enough of him for me to be like, okay, yeah, I want
Yeah.
him in there. But yeah, he throws heat.
I mean,
And he's tall, so it looks like it's coming at you a little faster than what it is. Same thing with Chase Shores.
I know.
Like
Batting
it's-
average against is 0.94.
Well, he's
That's actually
He just
not
got-
terrible.
No, I mean it's pretty
That's
lean.
pretty
They
damn good.
called him in to
Yeah.
get Alloy out, right? When they had to have
Yes.
it. And he
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
he's
yeah.
Newt Lelouch from Bull Durham. That's who Jacob Myers is.
The
Throws heat. You don't know where it's
yeah.
going to go. Might hit the mascot,
Yeah.
but it's coming.
Yeah, I threw it up there like an egg.
Justin
Scrambled
Pate
it.
says, what about Jay Johnson getting tossed? Yeah, I guess we kind
The
of forgot
most
about that.
uneventful toss.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
Jay's like,
I-
hold
all
on
he-
now. Y'all didn't even
Like you
warn
didn't
me.
even
He
warn
said-
me. What are you doing?
I did like a little
Loser?
John Boy lip reading kind of thing, and it was like, well, I was trying to look like
Yeah.
very, very closely.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like you flinched, you missed that, or something like that. Like it sounded like, or it looked like
Yeah.
he was saying you flinched, you missed that, and then that's when he tossed him. Like he didn't even say anything crazy, and he wasn't even yelling at him or anything like that. And the guy did flinch. He
I
looked
can-
like he was
I
about to
know.
call that a strike.
I know. I can tell you this though. Like,
What are we doing?
And baseball umpires, you're just the worst. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
you are. Like, and if I've got a friend that's a baseball umpire, I'm
kinda
not
love
talking
you.
like
I kinda love
I'm not
you,
talking like everybody. That's a wild statement to make. And it's not even like the missed calls. Like you're going to miss calls without question. You're going to. But baseball umpires being the biggest look at me guys on the field and thinking everybody's there to see them is always so funny to me. And it's at the collegiate level, it's at the MLB level. It happens everywhere. And they're like the biggest fake tough guys. Like they puff their chest out. And then the partners come over there and they like
Yeah, you
step
saw
in
that.
front.
I love when they stepped in front. Like, sorry, sir, you got to back
I'm
up.
like, hey,
Yeah.
baseball umpires, don't put your hand on my chest. If you put your hand on my chest, where I come from, that means something. That means you better be ready to go. And they'll like push people away. I'm like, dude, you don't touch, don't touch me again. Like 2 bodyguards coming over there, man. You look like you hadn't hit a jog in 6 years, okay, bud? With the way that you're moving over here, like, don't come over here and bodyguard me.
Well, it wasn't just the home plate umpire. Like earlier in the game, it was a bang bang play at first base. They called whoever was batting for LSU out, and Jay goes, "Hey, like, what did you see? Like, we thought he was safe. Whatever." Try to do that. The umpire's yelling at him to get back in the dugout. Jay walks away, and Jay's standing there, like, right there on the edge of the field, watching the batter. The umpire's still looking. Jay looks at him and goes, "Don't look at me. Watch the game." He's like, "Why are you looking in our dugout? Like, what? Like, our confrontation's over. Go watch the game." It was all the umps.
I put the video of the
Is
toss in the
LSU
document.
number 1 in all 3 polls today? That's
Yeah.
what Nikki just said.
I definitely saw Baseball America release their poll, and LSU's number 1.
Look at that, guys.
Auburn was number 2.
Auburn, man. Still the craziest weekend of the year. I mean, is there anything on this video to even review on getting tossed, though? Because it just, like,
I
doesn't,
know, but
like, there's nothing exciting.
no.
It's just more surprising.
You flinched.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You flinched. Yeah,
And
get
then he
out of
throws it
here. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, my God. The feeling of tossing a manager has got to be a top 5 feeling on the planet.
Whatever.
Just hitting him with one of these. Get out of here. See ya. See ya. I would load that thing
Like
up.
these guys, like, get out of here.
That's like a ref.
Look,
With their Jake with their sunglasses.
Oh my God. And
Yeah.
I love that Jordan, the assistant coach, comes over here. Is like, hey, don't touch my guy. Like,
Right.
what are you doing? Like, get away.
Oh my
Over there
God.
acting like a bodyguard.
top three like reffing umpire feelings in the world. One would be throwing out like a huge block or charge in a huge moment, right?
Yeah.
Where it really juiced the crowd up, be like, oh, block! And then everybody loses their mind. I mean, tossing a manager. I also love throwing out a good technical. Not as much fun as the block charge, though. What would be the best football refereeing moment? I know we've gone very long here and we're in trouble, but we got to close this conversation now.
Personal foul flag. Like throwing just.
Shut up. No, what?
Okay,
hell
No,
Find me another one.
it's first down.
What?
First down, like when the chain gang comes out there and they do it, it's
Something that we're going to lose, though,
I know.
unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah, up until this moment. Oh my God, I would be so extra at tossing these managers, dude, just left and right. See ya. Wah! Don't want to hear it. You're out too. You want some? Get out of here. You got no staff left.
You relating to an ump show is the least surprising
I
thing
hate
ever.
it. I hate every bit of it.
All right, more OTB next.
Off the bench.
See ya. Get Gordon and get it done. You're done. Get out of here. That's what Gordon tells the insurance companies when they try to lean on you and take advantage of you, not give you what you deserve after getting in an accident. So if you've been in an accident, you need a personal injury attorney lawyer, you need to get Gordon. 225-888-8888. GetGordon.com is the website. Get those results and speak for themselves. Get Gordon. Get it done today.
Yep, go to the website and you're going to have a little chat agent pop up. So any question that you might have, they can actually answer that right there on the homepage of the website. But you can also check out cases they can handle for you, past client results as well. All that there on the homepage, getgordon.com. And Get Gordon's always the handle on all major social media to see what they're doing throughout your local community throughout Louisiana, because they serve all of Louisiana. So if you're trying to get in contact with them, it is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB.
T-Bob's been practicing his umpiring skills.
Oh, bro.
Big call on strike 3. What's that? You talking to me? What? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. You hold up your finger to your ear like, oh, what's that? I can't hear you. And then It's a great safe call right there by the ump. And then, so I can't hear you. Okay. Oh, what's that? See ya! Out of here.
Look at the leg kick, T.
I would never make it, though, because I'd be throwing coaches out too often that I would never get upgraded from, like, high school or anything. It was a good save call. It was a confident save call, too. Game on the line there, 1:30 a.m. Give the ump some credit, guys.
One of the best throwing someone out the game is when Noah Syndergaard, or I forget how to say it. Syndergaard. The
old Viking, right? He had long hair.
Yeah.
They called him Thor.
They called him Thor.
Yeah.
When he got tossed out of game because Chase Utley had slid into. You remember when Chase Utley slid into? Who was it? It was
he was playing. Chase was playing for the Dodgers against the Phillies. Right?
Yeah, and he broke somebody's injured somebody very, very badly, and so Noah threw a pitch at him the next game.
Yeah.
And he got thrown out, and then the Mets manager ends up getting thrown out.
So how many people? So it was just like a string of people getting.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm trying to find the video so that Tay can play it.
Here's an Instagram. I'm watching an Instagram video right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ump immediately tossed Syndergaard. Immediately tossed the manager.
Terry Collins. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
That's one of the best ones too because of the backstory.
Utley went on to hit 2 home runs after Syndergaard was ejected.
Ruben Tejada.
Didn't work. So Utley broke Ruben Tejada's leg and then
because it was like a
dirty
2
home runs.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Boss move.
Chase Utley, that is an absolute boss move.
Chase Utley had to play for 17
he played
seasons,
for
right?
a while.
He
was in there for a minute.
Yeah.
Best ongoing Always Sunny in Philadelphia jokes is Mac's obsession with Chase Utley and having a catch with Chase Utley. I believe
16 years, Jake.
I believe they
16.
do a Make-A-Wish thing at one point to try to have the catch with Chase Utley. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. Legendary Philly. I actually don't remember him playing for anybody else.
The Dodgers is what I remember him from.
Yeah,
Dodgers for like 4 years.
Gross.
Yeah.
So he got traded in 15. So 3.5 because he got traded in 15 and then played 16, 17, 18.
All right, so to get back on the clock here a little bit, we are going to go to break here in a minute, and then let's get into some news on Lamar Brown as it's starting to trend pretty positive for LSU here. Also, softball, a 10 seed, so they will be hosting a regional.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, maybe the toughest regional in the entire tournament. It's got Nebraska as the 2 seed. It's got Big East tournament champions UConn as the 3 seed. It's got Southeastern, who finished as the South Conference champions, as the 4 seed. And am I crazy? Didn't Nebraska pay for that pitcher from Oklahoma that had?
Well, she went back. That's where she's from.
She's from Nebraska.
Yeah.
But she had been dominating Oklahoma
She
softball
was
for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And now she went back there, and so you're going to have your work cut out for you there in Tiger Park. Going to be some electric softball.
I am glad that they have the opportunity, though, to get back home, get back in Tiger Park. It's going to be great scenes. You want them to get a top 8 seed. They fall just short of that tee, but still another great season.
Okay, hold on. Let me find her name real quick.
Jordan Ball.
Can I just get an ERA?
I want to say she was hurt.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. More OTB. Let's talk a little recruit when we get back.
Off the bench.
Go to coolprohvac.com, guys. coolprohvac.com. It's actually kind of great weather right now.
1.57 ERA.
Pretty good.
23-6.
23-6.
She was hurt last year, only pitched 1 game, but back this year, 1.57 ERA.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that system. What about yours? You don't know. Well, guess what? No dispatch fee at Cool Pro. Okay, so you stay cool. You call the pros. They come out there, look at your system. They tell you you're good. Well, you're good. But maybe there's something to be done. Maybe a little bit of maintenance. Maybe something big. Hopefully not. Either way, Cool Pro is going to give you the answers for free. And why don't you explore becoming a Cool Pro HVAC Pro member? $99 for a full calendar year. You get priority scheduling, 1-hour service windows, and 24/7 monitoring. Go to coolprohvac.com.
Yeah, when we talk about 1-hour service windows, that means like they're going to tell you within an hour when they're going to be there. You're going to be able to follow your tech as well, know exactly when they're getting to your home. Coolprohvac.com.
Back from the break, where the sports talk gets real. Kinda. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Derek Carr will always have
You don't know me.
that 2-0 start from last year. You know? God, it was heady times.
He was feeling so fat and cocky.
We'll always have this thing. Or is that Andy Dalton? I can't remember. I did the I love you, but my pinky's kind of jacked up still from when I dislocated, so I can't straighten it.
That's I like you. That's not I love you.
That's I like you.
If you don't go full pinky up, then come on, man.
Derek, I'll always remember you grabbing your nuts, man.
I was gonna say we got the Michael Jackson.
That's the one moment.
It actually pisses me off when I see that video.
I don't get pissed off.
Like, it actually makes me angry seeing that video.
That 2-0 start was magic, man. Heavy sets, a lot of play action, overwhelmingly good offense. How about them Cowboys?
So
Remember
that's the thing, right? You go back and look, like
The
you beat
Panthers
the
are
Panthers
ass.
week 1. The Panthers always suck.
Cowboys
and then
ass.
You dominate the Cowboys. Everybody's like, hey, look at these 2 big wins. It turns out both those teams sucked.
Doesn't matter. Still won.
At that time, though, we didn't know the Cowboys.
No, I know. I'm just saying, looking back
No,
on
we
it,
did
it's
not
like
know the Cowboys were ass at that time.
looking back, not that bad. Looking back on it, it's like you could kind of see how the season fell apart because everyone says
we
what happened
always-
after that 2-0
We
start.
always know
Well,
the Cowboys are
How
ass.
the season fell apart was everybody got hurt.
no, I get it, but also like you didn't get to play the Panthers and Cowboys every week.
You had the Eagles. Dead to rights.
You didn't get it done though.
We'll always have 2-0, Derek.
You will always have 2.
I hit like button on that car review for you for saving us $30 million.
And now you're going to get car reviews all on your algorithm. And I'm not talking about like cool car reviews. I'm talking about Derek Carr car reviews.
Did you leave
I don't think
a?
they've released another one yet.
Did you leave a positive
Shocker.
comment?
I
They
am
need,
shocked
chills.
that
they need positive comments. I don't know if you left a positive.
No,
The
I'm not
car
going to go
review.
so far as to comment. That might do a little
They
too
need
much
a
for that.
positive comment more than they need a like. I mean, when I tell you there's 300 comments and none of them are positive, none of them are positive.
Speaking of something that is potentially positive, it looks like LSU is trending towards keeping a major 5-star lineman in the state, as both the on-3 prediction machine and the 247 crystal ball are predicting that Lamar Brown from U High, a guy that Jake you've seen play plenty.
Yeah.
Lamar Brown, though, is expected to stay and join this 2026 LSU recruiting class, which is already very good, which is already number 2 in the country, which would be the 3rd 5-star already in the class. Of course, they got Tristan Keys, the wide receiver out of Hattiesburg, who's a 5-star, and then Richard Anderson out of New Orleans, who's a 5-star. So Lamar Brown's going to be making his decision July 10th. But while this is always subject to change,
Yeah.
smoke in the street is that he's feeling pretty good about them Tigers.
Yeah, and we always talk about it. Anytime we bring up somebody that is local from Baton Rouge, you know, and university, lab school, being on the campus, and T-Bob, our children go there, so we know all about it.
Yeah,
it's like,
school.
it's like,
Love it.
oh, yeah, man, but they've gone to LSU, basically, right, for most of their life, if not all K through 12, and you're always wondering, like, are they going to go elsewhere? So it is nice to kind of hear that the Tigers are the leader in the clubhouse, and I can tell you this. So, you know, my son's going to be a sophomore. He plays offense and defensive line. He's always around Lamar. Just cannot say enough great things about it.
Really?
And ever since he's like, look, he takes care of the young guys. He doesn't try to big league the young guys. He's always giving us tips and helping us out. And, you know, my son plays a lot of guard. He plays next to him sometimes. He's like, man, he is like the ultimate teammate. And so, like, when you're a 5-star
That's
guy
cool.
and you hear stuff like that, because not all 5-star guys are going to be that way.
No, 5-star guys in high school can be just complete pricks.
Yeah. Without question. And he's like, and he's talked about him for the last couple of years. So this is one that Tiger fans, not only because he's a 5-star, not only because he's a Louisiana guy, but you know what kind of person you're getting as well and what kind of work he's going to put in. This is one of those ones that is just like must get, have to get, find a way to get.
Well, and I mean, you're going to give Kyle Williams, him, and Richard Anderson. Like, you're getting a lot of talent on that D-line, dude. As we continue the quest to try to get LSU defense to be even a shadow of what it once was for some of this golden era. It is not all uber positive news, though, on the recruiting front, as Edna Carr star cornerback Hayward Howard Jr., 6'3", 180, big kid, has chosen the Texas Longhorns over LSU, Miami, and Florida State.
Yeah, and again, we talk about it. Another thing in the state of Louisiana, there's so many talented players that in this last NFL draft, per capita, Louisiana had the most guys selected. I mean, in fact, I think they were what? They were tied with Virginia for fourth most of any state, but per capita, I mean, because I think maybe it was fifth. Either way, I mean, they were top 8 for sure, but they were number 1 per capita. And so all of those players are not going to end up in Baton Rouge, right? But you have to identify the ones that are must-haves. You got to identify the ones that are most important, the ones that help you immediately. And you got to get with your position coaches and you got to say, hey, you know, of the guys that we're looking at right now, who are the ones that we got to put the full court press on, our most attention, because you're just not going to be able to get all of them. And you hope you get the right ones. You mentioned Kyle Williams. There's a certain player in a model that Kyle Williams is looking for the interior of this LSU defensive line. It's going to be different than what Bo Davis was looking for, right? And so you get with your position coaches and you're like, hey, what are you looking for? What is your priority with this player, this player, this player?
And to be clear, I think that's one of the problems here with the Howard Jr. recruitment is LSU did not have him as a priority. They offered him less than a month ago. Yeah. Whereas Texas has been on him for a long time. So LSU kind of, you know, I had experiences like this where you almost get a scholarship thrown your way to be like on the off chance that, like, I mean, I don't know, maybe I want to come here, but
the recruiting process is wild. And I know it's different now as far as the NIL, but the attention part of it is still the same from when T-Bob and I got recruited. Like, there were schools that would put the full court press on you. I mean, they were in home as much as they could be in home. They were on the phone as much as they could be on the phone. They'd leave you messages. They'd write you handwritten letters. And there's some that would leave you an offer on your answering machine.
Yeah.
I had 2 offers on an answering machine, the Auburn Tigers and Louisiana Tech, on an answering machine. It was very, very just passing by, hey, we want to make sure we offer you. This is my thought on Auburn when they offer me. We want to offer you in case you end up being somebody, and we can say we offered that guy. Like, it was, I never talked to him, It was not even a letter.
Yeah, no, it makes sense,
on the answering machine. And also, like, Louisiana Tech, and I tell that story often. The guy calls and says his name, says, we want to offer you a full ride scholarship. And that was it. He hung up the phone. That was the end of the message. It was the only communication I had with Louisiana Tech. And, you know, being from North Louisiana, my mom graduated from there. I was dating my wife, Katie, at the time. Her dad and uncle were both All-American football players there. Like, I don't know. They might have had a bigger chance than they thought. You know, who knows where you end up, right? But, yeah. On the answering machine. So we bring all that to say this is sometimes you'll just throw an offer at somebody because you're like a token. Like, hey, we kind of got to do it. Yeah. We don't love you. There's guys we like more, but, you know, backup plan kind of here's an offer.
So
or down the road in the transfer portal.
So something to watch going forward is going to be that Lamar Brown commitment. If he does commit to LSU, not that this means, you know what? Whatever this means to you, allow it to mean that to you. But if he does commit to LSU, there's a good chance they get bumped up to the number 1 class in the country for 2026. All right, more OTB. Wrap it up hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Go Tommy's. Tommy's windows, doors, and siding, guys. You need Hardy Plank, Gravano Siding, Winter Vinyl Windows. You need any type of door. You need Tommy's windows, doors, and siding, guys, okay? When you work with Tommy's, you're going to see the difference clearly. Window joke.
Clearly.
It clearly is. Clearly. Yeah, energy efficient options save you money over time, and you get lifetime warranty, guys. Integrity, dependability, efficiency, professionalism. These are the core tenets of Tommy's. So why don't you go ahead and invest in your home? Invest in these upgrades that actually save you money over time and making your home more energy efficient, pay for themselves. Go to GEAUXTommies.com, GEAUXTommies.com. Beautiful work.
Fully licensed and insured, of course, over 20 years of experience. They work in Baton Rouge, but really throughout Louisiana, certainly in the greater Baton Rouge area. I mean, Angie's List does not come out with an award unless Tommy's is getting it because they win it every single year. Free estimates, go Tommies.com.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We're going to talk to Devin Snow coming up here at 9:15. Catch up with Devin. We got weekend winners coming up next. Anything else on the Saints LSU front? Anything there that you don't believe that we've mentioned yet? Taylor, you had an interesting story about a Saints player?
Yeah. Look, tell you what, I'll save it for that'll be the NFL story. We don't have, it's kind of long. I don't know if we have time for it.
We have time for it. We got like 4 or 5 minutes. You can't give it to me then.
So
Then what are we doing?
The Saints brought in a tryout player by the name of Hunter Deckers. He's a quarterback from Iowa Western.
Quarterback.
Well,
corner or quarter?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Okay.
6'3", 235 pounds. He was one of the players that Iowa State let go for the sports betting. If you remember that a couple years ago, back in 2022. Yeah. But look, when he was at Iowa State, or when he was being recruited, a 4-star recruit, one of the highest quarterback recruits Iowa State's ever had.
Yeah.
He sat behind Purdy for 2 years. But in 2022, he played in 12 games, 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. I mean, he had a good season.
Not bad. How many picks?
14.
Okay.
But when he went to Iowa Western, he lit it up last year. He's first in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns in single season. Big guy. I mean, normally you're going to say, oh, well, he's a JUCO guy. He's coming in as a tryout player. Not your run-of-the-mill tryout player. I mean, this guy can sling it. I mean, the sports betting thing, that's obviously a little bit of a pause, right? Because that's been an issue in the NFL too. But, I mean, as far as talent, the guy can play. Lefty.
Bro, what if Deckers ends up being the quarterback? Over Shuck, over Rattler, somehow Deckers coming. You said it was Iowa Wesleyan he ended up having to go to after he got caught gambling? Somewhere out there, Jimmy Ott be so happy. The most degenerate starting quarterback in the NFL. So that story, when we initially talked about it, was much more interesting before I realized he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that means
Well, when he bet on the games, apparently he was the backup and not the starter. So I guess this was when Purdy was there.
Yeah, no, I don't really care about him gambling on the games.
You can't do that.
Being a stupid college kid. I more mean like he's just not going to. He can't make the team. He survived rookie tryouts, you said, into minicamp, which good on him. And maybe he finds a place somewhere, but right?
Yeah, I mean, you're likely not going to make that as a tryout player, right? Because, I mean, you got UDFAs.
Would be a hell of a story, though, if he could come back from that low moment of having his college career, basically blowing up his own college career. I don't want to act like it happened to him. He did it to himself. But have that blown up. If he then fights his way into the NFL, that'd be a hell of a job by him.
Look, when he played against Texas, I mean, you want to talk about one of the best games he played?
At Iowa Wesleyan?
No, when he was at Iowa State.
Oh, okay.
Iowa Western Community College is where he's from. 329 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 80 yards rushing, and a touchdown on the ground. Against Texas in 2022. I mean, the guy can play.
Tyler Shuck never had a game like that against Texas.
Big guy, lefty.
I do love a big lefty.
But again, it's going to be hard for him to make this team.
See, look, that was perfect. In fact, you came up short. Give me like one more minute on Deckers. Come on, what are you doing here, dude? You have nothing left to say?
I mean, I kind of gave you the full spiel.
Taylor,
right?
give me give me a take that is just rattling around in your head. It can be about anything.
Pacers about to wrap up their series. That's done. It's 3-1 now.
Okay. Yeah.
20-point win last night.
Looking good.
And they did it without Halliburton. I mean, he played, but 11 points. They did it with everybody else. Like, that team's good.
I mean, even the Halliburton game winner that we were all fawning over last week, he only had like 19 in that game, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like he's been having to go off for them to win.
How about this? Nikola Jokic is shooting 33% against the Thunder since that game 1.
Yeah.
They're 2-2.
Yeah, I know. I'm loving the MVP proxy battle that is taking place in that series. All right, where we go next? We got weekend winners, and we got our guy Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mail. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Trash Rangers, guys. TrashRangers.com, TrashRangers.com. If you need to make the switch for somebody to handle your local trash pickable, if you live in Livingston or Ascension, you're lucky because chances are you have a choice about who does it. You're not forced into some contracts, right? So you choose Trash Rangers, you get more reliable, hassle-free, more dependable service. So they'll do things like text you the day for your day to put out the can so you never forget again. But if you're a business owner anywhere in the listening area, you do get to choose. You choose Trash Rangers, okay? We understand the flexible needs of businesses, being one ourselves. And so if you need front-load dumpsters emptied anywhere from 1 to 6 times a week, you need a roll-off dumpster, 10, 15, 30-yard, we got you. Go to TrashRangers.com, TrashRangers.com.
Yep, go to the website and you can sign up for residential and commercial service right there on the bottom of the homepage. You can sign up for those roll-off dumpsters, but if you've got a question, you're not sure what size you need, you give them a call. They're going to make sure you have the right dumpster on your job. 225-363-9053.